Alright, y'all. Today we're going to continue with our maps. We're going to do the political map today. You have already done the physical map. The political map is the one with the countries and the cities. In our case, we're just going to do the capital cities. So again, same as with the other one, the atlas is in Canvas, and I'm going to pull this up for you so you can see. Go into modules, and then if you will go down to Unit 3 resources, you can see our atlas. Once it loads, we will go down to the political aspect. Now, I've got two here. The first one shows Latin America, and the second one shows just South America. So the first one is, I like the second one. I think it's much clearer. It's easier to see South America. The problem is that I needed one that also had Latin America. So here is your Latin America. This is Central America and the Caribbean. Okay, so just make sure that you know you've got both of those maps there. And if you have the paper copy of this, it might be a little bit more difficult. So if you can, try to look at that. It is easier. Okay, so as we can see here, there is a list of the countries that you're going to put in there, and then you need to include all capital cities. Now, there is at least one that has 2 capital cities, so we're going to go through this and make sure that we got them all. So I want each country to be a different color, and of course you're going to have to reuse colors. Just make sure that 2 different countries side by side and touching aren't yellow or aren't the same color. And then capital cities, you need to have a star, so we can have that, and you're going to need to name them, and then we'll work on submitting the map. Okay, now I am going to tell you that this becomes very bogged down, because these are some tiny countries up here in Central America and in the Caribbean. So we're going to work on this, and we're going to make sure that we hit the right ones, okay? And I'm just going to go country by country here, okay? And if we go down here, I put a key at the bottom. My stars are my capital cities, and I did those in black. And then I wrote the name of the country in blue. And that might help you so you can differentiate one country from another, or am I talking about the country, or am I looking at the capital city? So I did that to kind of help differentiate. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to go down. And one thing that, if you noticed or not, is that I had at the bottom, this one does not have it, but I have on yours that you need to actually put in the United States. I don't know why it's not. Yes, yours does have the United States, but I have French Guiana. But the United States is also one that you need to label too. So, and those don't belong there, but again, it will help you with relative location, at least with the United States, because it's to the north of Mexico. So here is the United States. And then we have directly below the United States is Mexico. Okay, Mexico has the Baja Peninsula over here. You don't need to know that. I'm just telling you. And then down here right now, look, again, use the grid, 20 degrees north, and the longitude is 100 degrees west. So it's right there, kind of just below that junction. So there is your capital city of Mexico, and that is Mexico City. Okay. Continuing on down, the next one just below it, this one right here, is Guatemala. Okay, I've colored this one purple. And the capital city of Guatemala is right here, and this is Guatemala City. Just to the east of that is this little, is tiny, so make sure you don't color it purple too, is Belize. And then the capital city is kind of right there in the middle of it, and that's Belmopan. And I apologize, I will butcher these names, not intentionally. Below Guatemala, this little green one, again, it is a sliver, it's tiny, is El Salvador. And the capital is right here, kind of in the southern part of this, southeastern part, and it is San Salvador. Okay. Sharing a border with it is Honduras, and I have done Honduras brown. And the capital is Tegucigalpa. And I can't, I have a hard time pronouncing it. So if you look up here, Tegucigalpa, there you go, and you can kind of see it. So just make sure that you're hitting these correctly, because like I said, you're writing and it gets a little bit busy, okay? Down below that in yellow, haha, and I did not name that one, so you have to do this, and I will go through and do it, is Nicaragua. And I've got to go back through and add that to mine. And then the capital is Managua. Let me see, Managua. Okay, so I do apologize for leaving off Nicaragua. To the south of that is Costa Rica. This is the red one, is Costa Rica. And San Jose is the capital. And then our last one in Central America is Panama. Okay, this is where we have the Panama Canal. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then the capital is kind of in the middle right there, just below the 10 degrees north latitude. And the capital is Panama City. All right, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do the major countries up here in the Caribbean. And just below Florida is Cuba. And over here in the western part is the capital city of Havana. Just to the south of Cuba is Jamaica. There's Jamaica spelled out. And it's hard, like I said, it's hard to see this. So make sure when you're doing it that I can at least tell what's what, okay? This is Kingston. All right, if we come over here to the east of Cuba, you have, this is I think this is San Salvador, the island itself, but it is split into two countries. The western half is Haiti, and down here kind of in the southern part is Port-au-Prince, and the western part is the Dominican Republic, and the capital, again, kind of in the southern part there, is Santo Domingo. All right, so I'm going to move on down to South America. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to start over here, kind of to the west, the northwest part. Okay, now this blue one here is French Guiana. It is not a country. It is a territory or a province of France, and it does not have a capital city. All right. To the west of French Guiana is Suriname, and this is sometimes I have to look at it. It is Paramaribo. Again, I said, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. To the west of that is Guyana, and the capital is Georgetown. And then you have Venezuela, and the capital is Caracas. Continuing on around, you have Colombia. Have a very central capital. Now, I'm going to point out, look at where their capital cities are and think about this. Here it's on the coast, and part of that is that they are colonies. These two are colonies, these three really, or used to be. Well, they all used to be. But that trade is important, and so the capital cities are right there on the coast. Okay, and of course here's your Guiana Highlands right here. Venezuela with Caracas also has a port, their capital city. And you get down to Colombia and you have Bogota as a more central location. Moving down, you have Ecuador. Now, over here, the Galapagos Islands are also a part of Ecuador, and Quito is the capital. Below Ecuador is Peru, and the capital is Lima. And in Bolivia, you have two capital cities. You have La Paz and you have Sucre. In good heavens, I have two more that do not have a name. This is Paraguay. This is Paraguay. And the capital is Asuncion. Okay, it's right there on that tip. This is Brazil. And its capital is Brasilia. Now this is a fairly new capital. I think 1950s is when it was moved inland. It was to kind of encourage people to move inland. But this is the only capital they have. If you move on down here, again, this one that does not have a name is Uruguay. And the capital here is Montevideo. Here you have Argentina. Now notice, part of the Tierra del Fuego belongs to Argentina, so make sure that you get that correct. Look at the line on there. So this would be the same color as Argentina up here, and the capital here is Buenos Aires. And again, make sure that you're putting it in the correct place. You have this port in here, and it's very close to Montevideo. And as we come around, we see Chile. And the capital there is Santiago. And again, if we kind of look over here, it's about midway between 30 and 40 degrees south, the southern latitudes, okay? So, I've hit them all. I have 3 countries that I would get counted off for if I had to turn this in. I did not write Nicaragua, Paraguay, and Uruguay, so make sure that you include those, okay? I'm going to go back through and I'm going to add those, and that's kind of the point too about marking things off as you do it, okay? So what you need to do now is you need to take a picture. It needs to be a picture that is readable. I need to be able to see the details, okay? And that's how I do it. I will make it bigger and look at it. If you take this picture on your computer, you need to look at the picture well to make sure that it is something that I can look at and that I can grade from, because if I can't grade it, I will put a 0 and tell you to resubmit, okay? So if you have any questions, you can shoot me a comment or a question in Teams or in Canvas, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.